Welcome to the Marvelous Moms Club podcast, where you'll be not only allowed, but encouraged to dream big dreams and imagine the very best future for yourself and your family. Throw away expectations and perfection and embrace the messy beauty of what it means to be a marvelous mom. I'm your host, Kirsten Tyrell, and I can't wait to help you discover what makes you marvelous. Hello and happy Mother's Day to all of you beautiful mamas who are listening to this special Mother's Day episode. It's just me today. It's just me, Kirsten, and I wanted to share from my heart to you just my love for you and my gratitude for you being a part of this space. We have literally thousands of people who subscribe to and download this podcast, which I do not take lightly. And I just wanted to take today to really celebrate what we have created and kind of give you a little glimpse into what lies ahead, because I'm excited for it. And I really hope that this will be a space where if you've already found some solitude here, if you've already found inspiration and knowledge and just power, that you will continue to do so even more, because we are bringing in so many amazing changes. And this is really going to change from a podcast to a community and a movement. And in many ways, it already has been in the past. I remember starting this podcast 3.5 years ago and having no idea, actually at the time, who I should be talking to. I had all these things that I wanted to share. I had all this information and all this inspiration and just things that were starting to come together in my mind that I wanted to share with people, because I've told people before, I have this like bandwagon syndrome where when I discover something's really amazing, I expect everybody to just jump in and do it with me. My family can attest to this, that it can get borderline annoying sometimes when I've discovered a food that's unhealthy or an exercise that's really good for you, and I want everybody to jump on board. The same thing happened when I started the Marvelous Moms Club podcast. I wasn't sure who my audience should be, but when I really sat and thought about it and I asked some people around me, who should I be talking to? What are my talents? What are my skills? A lot of it came back to motherhood. And I thought, well, obviously it's something that I do. It's one of my titles. Of course I could talk to other moms, but the imposter syndrome set in so quickly, because I think we can all agree at any given time, you can find another mom who's doing a little bit better than you are, right? She feeds her kids organic food. She's homeschooling. She's never losing her temper. She has the perfect system for chores and paying her kids allowance and all these little things that we think make that person a better mother than we are. And I do believe that we're all at different levels of growth in our awareness of who we are and how we're raising our children. But for me, I thought there's absolutely no way I can sit and do an entire podcast. It can't be a parenting podcast, right? Like it's not an advice podcast where I'm like, well, this is what you should do when your kid acts up, or this is how you should sleep train your baby. I didn't have all of those tools. And as one mother, I didn't have the entire playbook on how to be a marvelous mom. I just was a mom, and I was striving every day to become a better mom. And that's really all I had. And so that's why immediately, instead of this being just me all the time, it shifted into an interview-based podcast, because I thought, how cool would it be if we can share stories from mothers all over the world who are doing things a little bit differently, who have mastered certain things in parenting, who have mastered certain things in personal development, in their business, and all these different areas of life, and we can bring them all into one space. And that's what we've done over the last 3.5 years, is bring together nearly 200 episodes of the podcast. And I don't know, 100, 150, 175, I'm not even sure the exact number, women to share their stories and share their light. As I was going through, I prepared my top 10 favorite podcast episodes. And so to do that, I wanted to make sure that I scrolled through and I thought about each and every episode, which is really tricky because I started out with a list much longer than 10. And what I had to do is really think about how each of those top 10 episodes impacted me or impacted this community as a whole, and which ones really stood out for me and helped me to grow to the next level. But in the meantime, in the process of sifting through those, I was amazed at what the variety is and how many backgrounds and stories we've brought into this podcast. So to see how that's grown and how that's really this has become such a place of power, and to go back and reflect on each episode and really what that meant for me, where I was at in my business growth and my personal growth when I brought in each and every guest, has been so mind-boggling. And to think that we've only just begun, it's crazy, because you guys, I have big plans for this community. I have big plans for you. And I just wanted to take a few minutes to share with you how incredible it can be to align yourself with a bigger picture, with a bigger purpose. And I wanted to let you guys know we created a new mission statement, which is kind of crazy that we never really had one before. if you look back and you think back to the old intro, it was break out of mediocrity and become the mom you've always wanted to be. And I loved that at the time when I created it, but then I also feel like I grew out of it, air quotes, grew out of it in a way. And I started to think, is that like offensive? I don't want everybody to think that they're all mediocre. But to me, it was a reflection of how I had felt that I have lived my life being content with mediocrity all these years. And now I'm seeing this vast potential that I have to create, to lead, to inspire, to build my family up, to build a different kind of future, to not settle for the way things have always been and to want to create something that never has been for me, right? I see people who are able to build and create these amazing things, and I want to do that for myself. And so it's been a process and a journey. And in that happening, this podcast, this community has also become a process and a journey. And what I think it's really done, and I'll probably do a whole episode devoted to this, is it's changed these concepts from a theoretical point to a realistic one. I've gone from like the theory of your dreams can come true if you work hard enough to, oh my gosh, it actually does work. And it's like, yeah, you guys are like, yeah, we know it's tale as old as time. It's literally something we've heard our whole lives. But I think it's so much easier to believe in the theory and to believe in like the idea than it is to acknowledge the work that it's going to take to get there and that it actually will happen when you put the time in. And so I wanted to come to you kind of almost as though I'm on the other side of a really large, vast valley. I actually wrote a blog post about this that will probably be included here in the show notes for this episode. And the whole mission statement of the podcast and the Marvelous Moms Club has changed because I've gotten to the other side of a valley that I could only see the other side from a super far distance. And I had to squint to see the thing that I was going for, right? And every step towards that was like a leap of faith because I was not even quite sure what was going to happen on the other side. I just knew that it was good. I had a feeling it was good. I was feeling pulled there. I was feeling compelled to do this thing, to move forward one step at a time. And now I'm there and it's good and it's sweeter than I ever thought possible. And it's all come into focus and the clarity is there. And I've realized that what I started building 3.5 years ago is supposed to turn into something even more grandiose and beautiful than I ever could have comprehended from the other side of that valley. And I'm looking back across it and I'm seeing all these women. I come in contact all the time with women who are like, how have you done this? Or what do you recommend if I'm getting started? Or I feel this pull to do something and I'm not sure what it is. I don't even know where to begin. I'm not even sure what I'm good at or what I'm supposed to put out there. And what's very amazing about this community is that this is going to be a space where we're going to help you uncover what that is. Whether that's a business that you want to launch, whether that's a talent or a skill that you have been yearning to develop and you've never given yourself the permission or the time, we're helping you to create some, I don't know, just like some clarity in your own life where being a mother is still going to be your greatest role, but being a marvelous mom is going to entail you following all your dreams, opening up your mind to endless possibility and accepting the fact that you don't have to choose whether to be a good mom or whether to be happy in your own endeavors. I've found a way to make it work, and I have a family that thrives in spite of the fact, or probably because of the fact, that I have followed my big scary dreams. And so the mission statement, as you guys can see in the show notes, has become something really powerful. And I want to read that to you just so you guys can hear it from my mouth because I wrote this. And the amazing thing is it flowed out of me so easily and so smoothly because it is from the heart and it is something I truly believe at the core of my being is the reason that I started it. Even though my vision was short-sighted at the time, I was like, oh, I'm going to start a podcast because podcasts are cool and moms can listen to them while they're working and driving carpool and everything. It's turned into such a bigger project to where I'm like, oh my gosh, look at the lives that have been impacted. Some of these episodes have been downloaded over 100,000 times. And to think that many people have listened and re-listened to these stories and that it's given them perspective and power in their lives, and to see how some of these episodes have led to total life changes, it kind of boggles the mind. And it's a lot of pressure, but it's a pressure that I take on so happily. And that's why going forward, I'm going to read the mission statement here in just a minute, but I just wanted to give you guys a little sneak peek. Going forward, I've taken some of my favorite people, just guests who've been on the show and people who I've encountered in the last few years who I just admire. And I literally feel drawn to them. And I feel like they're supposed to be a part of this community. They're supposed to be part of this movement as more of like a contributor standpoint. And so we've brought on about 15 incredible women, all different stages of motherhood, who are going to be sharing their hearts and inspiration with you guys who are skilled at various different things. And so if you want to head over to the Marvelous Moms Club podcast or Marvelous Moms Club website, you will see that we have been rolling out and will continue to roll out so much amazing content. Whether you want to homeschool, whether you are a traveling family and you want some tips and tricks, or you want to become a traveling family, or if you're looking for some health benefits, you're looking for a way to change your health, if you're looking for, I mean, the sky is the limit, relationship advice and organization. There's literally something for everybody in the Marvelous Moms Club. And I have created a space where we have created a space where no matter what you're coming in for, you're going to walk out with 10 times more than what you came in for. Kind of like the best sale ever, but it's all free and it's all yours for the taking. Okay, so the Marvelous Moms Club mission. The Marvelous Moms Club is a community where you'll be not only allowed, but encouraged to dream big dreams. Imagine the very best future for yourself and your family, and do so without perfection or criticism. We believe in creating a space online and offline of inclusion, connection, and love. We're throwing away expectations from ourselves, from society, and from all the influences that can hold back the raw authenticity and God-given gifts that make us truly marvelous. We are lifting up our children and the women within the reach of our influence to be thought leaders, brave souls, and vibrant individuals with power to enhance the lives of everyone around them. Through honest reflection, purposeful action, and crazy amounts of ambition and love, we are embracing the gift and glory of motherhood by showing every woman in the human race that she is marvelous beyond measure. I tweaked a few things there, and it turned into be the most amazing like manifesto for the Marvelous Moms Club. And I hope that resonates with you. I hope if you're listening, this is something that you will share. It's posted to our Instagram. If you'll go follow on the Instagram account at Marvelous Moms Club and tag a fellow mom on this special Mother's Day, or share this in your stories so that other moms can see it and decide for themselves if this is a tribe that they want to be a part of. It's literally no woman left behind. That's my goal. And I truly believe that in building up the mother and building up the amazing woman that is the heart and soul of every home, whether she is a work from home mom, a stay-at-home mom, a leave to go to work mom, a single mom, an adoptive mom, a foster mom, whatever title of mother that she takes on, or even maybe a grieving mom or a soon-to-be mom or a wishful mom, that all of them deserve to feel included. And I believe that if we can build her up, if we can build up the women around us, if we can take away, and I know it's a lofty goal, and I know so many people are already talking about this, but I know this is what I'm supposed to do, and I know this is the area and the direction that we're supposed to head with the podcast. If everybody can feel lifted up, if we can stop comparing ourselves, and we can look at what a beautiful painting comes together when we combine all of our colors and styles and perspectives, and how incredible that can be at moving life forward, then that's when we're going to create a truly marvelous society. And I do believe that it's not without our reach to change the world. And I think that the place you change the world is in the home. And I think it starts with the mother. And so this is a place of solace. This is a place where you will come and you will feel immediately validated in your desires to create for your family, to lead your family, and also to have those big scary dreams of your own that are only in turn going to bless your family. I actually heard, listening to a homeschool book, and it put things in perspective. You spend like 20 plus years, 25 years maybe of your life, if you have more than one child, raising your children, which is like a third of your life. And when you think of it that way, letting a third of your life pass by, doing absolutely nothing for yourself, is going to hinder your ability to do things after that third of your life is over. When it's time for you to just like do stuff for yourself, how much further ahead will you be in those goals and those ambitions if you were building along the way? So whatever that looks like, whether it's a talent, whether it's a business, that's what we're here to help you to create without shame, without judgment, without criticism. And so please share this with your fellow mamas and know that from the bottom of my heart, I take this role and responsibility to create this community so seriously in the most beautiful and happy and fun way possible, because everything has to be fun when I'm doing it. But I'm so grateful that God has inspired me to create something like this. And I can tell you that I'm not as alive doing anything as I am when I do the Marvelous Moms Club. Did that make sense? This is like the thing that lights me on fire. This is the thing that resonates with me the most. And there have been times, I'll be honest, I thought it was time to put this to bed. I thought it was time to just set the Marvelous Moms Club aside and move on to other things. But there's always been a nagging thing that it has never even begun to scratch the surface of what it's capable of. So thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being an amazing listener. And please, again, go and follow the Marvelous Moms Club podcast. Share and tag us and let us know that you've listened to this episode. Share it with your fellow mom friends if they need a little pick-me-up and if they want to be a part of an amazing tribe and community. We have so much coming for you guys. So go check that out at marvelousmomsclub.com, and we'll see you guys on social media. I can't wait to see you and share your comments and share your stories. Have a marvelous day, and happy Mother's Day, Mama. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you want to take action right now, you're feeling inspired and you're feeling enlightened, and you really want to own this role as a marvelous mom, go to the website, marvelousmomsclub.com/me, and create your own personal Marvelous Moms Manifesto. That is a tongue twister. marvelousmomsclub.com/me. You go fill in some great information, and in the end, you'll have a beautiful manifesto to display where only you can see or the whole family can see, where you can really, really own your role as a marvelous mom and step inside those goals and those ambitions and dreams that you have to become an even more marvelous mom to your beautiful family. So again, marvelousmomsclub.com/me. We will see you over there.